What is the one room in your house you're probably redecorating over and over and over again? It's probably your bedroom, and the reason for that is that the bedroom is such a difficult place to design. Well, not anymore, because in today's video I'm sharing 5 designer tips on how to decorate your bedroom, and all these hacks are things designers don't want you to know. These are the things that you're seeing in your luxury catalogs, and these are the little tweaks that are going to totally transform your space. Before we get into today's video though, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram, and thank you to Etsy for sponsoring today's video. Let's get into it. So the very first designer hack that designers may not be sharing with you is that when you're in your bedroom, you need to center the space. There needs to be a focal point in that room. And that can be something that we sometimes forget about. We're like, well, what do we do? Do we add a headboard? Do we add a bed? Do we add art? And the answer is you can do any of those things. In my opinion, one of the best ways to really center a room is just with a nice bed. So get a bed that really enhances your interior design style and really draws attention. So a lot of the time people just get, really basic bed frames, and they work, right? That you get basic bed frames that don't have a headboard, but that headboard, it really makes a difference because it introduces a fun shape or a fun color, or it really amplifies your design style. In our case, I decided to go with a charcoal gray bed because, of course, we do love really dark colors here, and we wanted to choose a color that worked with the rest of the home, right? We have a lot of black and gray and dark brown. So to bring that into the bedroom, to establish the design style, I wanted to bring that in as well. You will also notice that in our primary bedroom, we have a lot of straight lines. So we wanted to break it up, make it a little bit more exciting. So we decided to go with a curved headboard. When it came to finding my bed from Soft Frame Designs, I had so many options. I went with their Luna bed, but they also have different bed options as well. But I really liked that there were some customization options. So I actually got to decide what color I wanted the bed to be. So I was teetering between white and charcoal, but I went with the charcoal because it's a color I haven't used before, but I love how moody it is, and I thought it would work really well in my space. I also really love that it was made for me. So depending upon my box spring size, you could do 7 inches or 9 inches. I was able to get something that worked for me. So I was actually able to get that really low profile bed look that I wanted thanks to Soft Frame Designs on Etsy. So what I absolutely love about Etsy is they have several different independent sellers, and they sell just absolutely everything. So if you're looking for art, bedding, furniture, you can find that on Etsy. And that's exactly what I've done throughout this room, and you'll see all of these pieces as I work through this space. And that's what I love about Etsy. You're working with independent makers, and you're getting a lot of things that are one of a kind. Depending upon the maker, you're going to get something that no one else has, right? That has a detail that no one else can get, and I absolutely love that. Etsy has home decor for every single design style. So I got a lot of my products that you're going to see in today's video from their minimalist edit, but they have so many items from minimalist design to bold design, eclectic, Danish design. Whatever your design style is, they have something for you on Etsy. And it's as easy as going on Etsy.com and searching for a chair, a lamp, and a few just identifiers, and the world is your oyster after that because they have so many phenomenal options. And as a small business myself, I really appreciate that I can support smaller businesses when I shop through Etsy. And I found so many products that I found on Etsy inspiring in themselves that it honestly pushed me outside of my comfort zone when it comes to design, because normally I keep it really nice and contemporary, but they had so many great pieces in their farmhouse collections, in their bold collections, that I actually took influence from many different design styles and incorporated in this room because I wanted to be warm and inviting, but also fun, because your bedroom shouldn't be drab. It should be a place that you love going at the end of the day. Throughout the remainder of this video, of course, I will share more finds from Etsy because that is what I've used entirely to furnish this room today and decorate this room, but you will be able to shop all of my Etsy favorites down in my description box, so be sure to head there if you're interested in picking up any of these things. Now, we just talked about establishing a focal point, but the next hack designers don't want you to know when it comes to designing your primary bedroom or any bedroom is that you want to establish symmetry. And you're like, Kiva, you've said this before. We know we need symmetry. True, you do need symmetry, but I will say that you can have things be symmetrical, but they do not have to be identical. So I really wanted to add a new nightstands to our bedroom, and of course I wanted them to be matching because I think I wanted to establish the symmetry there. So I got nightstands from Bijou Lou & Co, which is an Etsy seller, and I love these nightstands. You can customize them depending upon the color you want to do, but I just did the ebony color and I got 2 of them. And of course it does look symmetrical, right? right? Because they're going on either side of the alcove where a bed is sitting, and they are identical in themselves. But the way you style them is really what mixes things up, because if you have the exact same lamps, if you have the exact same books, if everything looks identical, it can get really boring really quickly. And design is all about having those little elements that take you to the next level, right? Things look symmetrical, they're visually appealing, but there is interest there, and you get the interest by styling things differently. So on the left side of the bed, I decided to go in with a table lamp and a book, keep it really nice and simple, but behind the nightstand I actually added a farmhouse ladder. So we put that behind there for a little bit of decor. So we're mixing it up by actually layering something with the nightstand. Now on the other nightstand, sure, we have the exact same nightstand, but one, we went in with a different lamp. I found this beautiful floor lamp on Etsy, and I love the way that it diffuses light. So I actually decided to use this on the nightstand, and then I paired it with this rustic vase that I also got from Etsy, and I put some flush florals in there, and that was a good way to mix it up. So I mixed it up not only in terms of what I was using on the nightstands, but the colors and textures I was using on the nightstands as well. And now that we have those lamps on those nightstands, we need to talk about lighting. So the next designer hack is adding as much lighting as possible. And you're like, what? Why? So almost everyone has overhead light, and overhead lighting is wonderful. It's beautiful, it's valuable, and it's easy, right? Because it normally comes with the space. Think about a hotel. When you stay at a hotel, it is so annoying because they don't have any overhead light, and sometimes we just need glaring fluorescent light to see whatever it is we need to do. But we also need other lamps. So we need nightstand lamps, floor lamps, sconces. We need as much lighting as possible in a bedroom because we do things in our bedrooms besides sleep. So maybe you need a table lamp to help you read, or maybe you still need a nightlight. Maybe you need a sconce because you need direct lighting to go over top of your book when you're reading at nighttime. Maybe you need a picture light above your bed to really highlight that artwork, right? You need so many different types of light to really help you have a well-rounded experience. Also think about the fact we're not just thinking about utility, right? Sometimes overhead light can just be too affronting, right? It can be too overwhelming, and sometimes we just want something a little bit more muted. So we need to have really great table lamps to help us with this. Adding that extra lighting is just going to really transform the way you feel, because it's not going to be that really harsh transition from really bright light to you're sitting in the pitch black and you're like, okay, I'm not tired yet, right? You need a light that kind of helps lull you to sleep, helps you wind down, and having table lamps and accent lights help you do that. The next design hack that designers may not be sharing with you is that when you are making your bed, you want to actually stay away from the monochromatic bed. And you're like, what? No more monochromatic? Well, look, we love the monochromatic look, but the way to really master that is to layer tons of texture and pattern within that same color. And that can be really difficult, and it can be really timely. So I think the easiest thing to do is actually to stay away from the monochromatic bed. It just makes it a lot easier to style it. Plus, when a bed is monochromatic, again, you just have to pay so much attention to detail and so much attention to like fluff and debris. It's just not worth it. I recommend that you actually layer tons of color and tons of texture and tons of pattern on your bed to make it easier to maintain and to make it a little bit more warm. When you see monochromatic beds, which you normally see in modern spaces, kind of like mine, they look kind of boring, they look kind of sad, right? It's all about what else is going on in the room. But if we're really setting our room with those beds, like we've talked about earlier in the video, we do want to keep it really, really, really fun, and we want to keep it as the focus. So instead of doing the all white bedding, which does look nice in more like kind of hotel curated rooms, if you want something warmer like what we're going with today, we want to layer on like a fun sheet color, a fun comforter cover, a fun duvet color. So what I did is I actually decided to go in with a different color gray for my duvet because I did want to have a sense of the monochromatic, tying it in with that really beautiful Luna bed. But then I also added on this cream oversized throw that is so cuddly and so warm. I also picked this up on Etsy. Then I added a fun pillow arrangement. So because the room is already so symmetrical, a way I did want to drive that home again is I have two pillows stacked on one side, and then I have two pillows laying in front of one another on the other side to mix it up. And then I added in these really fun throw pillow covers to add a pop of black, add another pop of cream, and again, just create some variation in terms of the colors and patterns I'm using on my bed so that it isn't so boring. Also, I do want to say this, linen bedding is in, we all know this, and linen bedding wrinkles. And to kind of detract from the wrinkles, because linen is so comfortable, you want to mix up everything everything else so that there's less upkeep there, because we don't want to sit there all day long steaming our bedding. It's just not worth it, because you're going to get in it, re-wrinkle it, and then you're going to be there for 10 hours the next day, and there's just not enough time in the day. I also really wanted to make this a lot more fun by adding these boucle pillows to the bed, adding a new shape because they're boucle, so they have a fun texture to them, and we have a new shape. We have some roundness on the bed, which is something that you don't normally see. So I thought it was a really great way to tie in all of the shapes in the room and make the bed look really nice and fun. So the key to a sophisticated bed is always going to be layering. You want to layer colors and textures and pattern, and you want to layer a lot of things on the bed. So you might be saying, oh, it's summertime, it's getting warm. That's fine. You can have a duvet and just have it folded down at the base of your bed, and you can sleep with a quilt and a top sheet. Your bedding doesn't always have to be layering duvet on top of duvet on top of duvet. It does get warm, but layer other things, throw blankets, pillows. They really make a huge difference in really transforming the space. Plus, think about it. A lot of times we make our beds with throw pillows and we can't actually sleep on them, right? So if you mix and match how you kind of work with your actual sleeping pillows, if you can make those look good, there's less upkeep for you, and you no longer have to find a place for your other throw pillows. And then just get throw pillow covers that really wow you. So I got these black ones with this really nice detailing on it, and they're so jarring, they're so in your face that you only need one or two to really blow your audience away or blow yourself away, because who's in your bedroom, right? So when you do something like that, you don't have to have a pile of throw pillows, so you get to save money and time when it comes to making your bed every day. The next bedroom hack that designers probably aren't telling you is that you also need to style the floor. So of course you're probably styling the floor with a rug, which is really important, but don't be afraid to add other things to the floor as well. So we have a little sitting area in a primary bedroom, and it's mostly for the dog because he likes sitting in a dog bed and on chairs, and it's his world. We just live in it. So I picked up a dog bed that actually coordinated with our throw pillow covers so that it makes a little bit of sense. And then in the sitting area with chairs I already own, I added a magazine rack, and I actually got this magazine rack from Vintage Lamp Den on Etsy, and I was able to put some books and magazines in there so that I was able to style the floor and make it less boring, right? Sometimes when we just have a bed and nightstands, you're like, well, what else is going on in this room besides the dresser, right? It's kind of boring. So adding something to the floor adds a pop of color, adds a new texture and more dimension, and that's something you always want to do. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. Those were 5 bedroom design secrets that designers probably don't want you to know, because your bedroom now looks right out of the catalog and you don't even need a designer anymore, and that is my entire goal. Big thanks to Etsy for sponsoring today's video. If you are ready to push your design limits and try out some amazingly crafted, one-of-a-kind pieces from Etsy, be sure to click the link down in my description box, and until next time, have a beautiful day.